Well, hello, it's Wednesday, so it must be time for Willy Hats Wednesday. And I do apologise for not having been with you the last few weeks, but it's been Christmas and New Year, and been rather busy doing Christmas and going to Wales and walking and entertaining and being social. Anyway, Happy New Year and welcome to 2025, and it's time for me to show you what I've been up to. So, you might remember I've been knitting this for a friend for her birthday. And it's a Rowan pattern called Cotelin, and it's done in fine tweed haze, which has got lots of nice lusciously types of things. It's a bit like a mohair, but it's got other things in as well, so it's very nice to knit with. Although it's a double knit, I'm using a 5mm needle, so it comes out quite loose and a nice texture. So anyway, I have knitted all the bits. A lot of people like knitting all the bits, but they don't like putting things together. But I don't mind that actually. However, here we go. So I've done most of the cardigan. So this is the front two sides of the back. So I've used mattress stitch to hem the shoulders. And mattress stitch is a lovely way to join your seams, because you can work from the front side, so you can see what you're doing. And it's almost, you can see no seam. Obviously the colours change there, so you can see, but it is a nice stitch to learn and master. Some people find it quite hard, but it's worth persevering because it's a good stitch to do. So what I'm doing at the moment is, this is something that people don't like, so I'm just getting tangled up with other bits of wool. How dare it? So here we go. So I'm putting on the, with a big circular needle, I'm going to be picking up stitches all the way around the front, the back, and then back down the front to create the rib. This is, yeah, so this is doing that, and it's, you have to think about it. You have to go into a dark room or a room with nobody saying, can I do this? Can I do that? Or do you want this? Or do you want that? You have to go and shut the door and say, I'm busy, because you have to do a lot of counting, a lot of working out, because you can't just pick up random willy-nilly, because that will affect the border later on. So I've got to pick up 62 stitches from there to there, but there are more than 60, there are 100 rows, so it's not one per row. So I have to work out how many to do. The way I do it is, you can see these bits of yarn here. So what I do is I fold it in half like that. So I know I've got half the number of stitches there, and then I fold it in quarter. So I know I've got about a quarter of stitches. So I break it down so it's a small area. So I'll mark it out with a bit of yarn, or I could do it with a stitch marker, so that I'm not actually guessing how many stitches to do, if it's 100 or so, 62 or whatever it is I need to do. But I can break it down to a smaller number, because 15 is easier to work out than 62. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And I did start it the other day, but I had a glass of sherry, and you can't do it when you've had a glass of sherry. The sherry is now finished. The Christmas sherry is now finished, so we're back on the wagon. Right, so that's that. So that's coming along nicely. So Anna Marie, it will be with you shortly, and I think we need a little trip up to hand it over to you. So I do apologise for being late, but there will be still some cold weather left for you to wear it. So that's that. So that's doing there. So what else have I been up to? Well, before Christmas, I don't know whether I showed you these. These are little crackers, little crochet crackers. So the toilet roll inside there. There's some little twine and stuff there. This is just using a combination of double crochet and treble, going backwards and forwards in rows. And inside here is the toilet roll and some Lindt chocolates, unopened. And it's the 15th of January. How can that be? It's because I lost it and found it again. Anyway, I thought I'd show it to you. Now, you could embellish that with little flowers and things on, and those who've been on my course will know how to do that. But it's a nice way to present a little present. And they could use it on the Christmas tree as a present, or a decoration, or just lying around. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you that. That'd be great. And as a reminder to say that I'm starting my Learn to Crochet courses on the 30th of January, both afternoon and evening classes. So if you want to come along, then please contact me. If you've done the class before and you'd like a refresher, and why not, then you can come along and you can do that for half price. So do contact me if you wish to come to those. That's starting on the 30th of January, and that should be good fun. So the other thing that's good fun is I bought some wool. Yes, I'm not using my stash, I bought real wool. And it is real wool because it's West Yorkshire Spinners Colour Lab double knit, and I bought 10 balls, different colours, because what I'm going to be doing in March, February? March, that's the one. That comes after February. I'm going to be doing a class based on this. So this is Coastal Crochet's Stash Busting Blanket, which is an interesting blanket to do because there's lots of different stitches, and it's a good way of using up lots of different yarn. So when she originally did this, I think she had 16 colours, but this one's for there, she uses 10 colours, so that's what I've decided to use. Now, what I thought I'd do for the class is that we could, you won't obviously the whole blanket in 4 weeks unless you sit down and do nothing else, but we'll have a go at doing some of the stitches so that you will be able to tackle those, and a lot of these are used in other things as well, and so you'll be less scared. The other thing about it is that it's in rows. I know that some people find working in rows quite challenging because it's about identifying where to start and where to end. It's much more difficult than if you're knitting. So the class will be based on how to do that. So what I thought I have been doing some of it here. So here's my little card, which has got all the 10 colours on. And this is what I've done so far. Make sure I've got the right way. Yeah, here we go. So there, look at that. Isn't that fab? So these are all, this is all Colour Lab, and it's wool. So that's lovely. I'm quite enjoying doing that. Hopefully I'll be able to guide you through that. So what we'll do is we'll do a little sampler so that you can go along just part of it so that you'll know what to do. And the sampler could form a scarf, who knows? But there we go. So that's what I thought I'd do. So there's lots of interesting different stitches. Now she recommends using acrylic yarn. So acrylic yarn is okay, and if you can't afford other yarn, then that's not a problem. What I always say is use the yarn that you can best afford. So what I thought I'd do is, because I thought, well, I'll do this throw and it will be for me and it will be keepsake and it will hopefully last a long time. And so therefore I am using the Colour Lab. So that's 100% British wool, and that's another thing that I quite like about West Yorkshire Spinners. It's all British yarn. And it's a lovely, I mean the colours are fantastic because it's called Colour Lab, but it is a nice yarn. Now you will notice if you've used acrylic before and then you start working with this is a much denser yarn, it's a heavier yarn. So she said 10 100-gram balls of acrylic, but I suspect that I'll have to buy some more yarn after I've used up the yarn here, but I shall let you know. But it gives already it's giving a much heavier yarn, and so I can see that at night time next winter when it's time for Strictly again, I shall be under my little snuggly rug with my hot water bottle and my rug, and it'll keep me nice and warm, perhaps a bit warmer than if acrylic would. So that's just something to think about, because we have enough plastic in this world. Oops. So that is what I'm doing in March, and hopefully you'll be able to join us. Some people have already said they'd like to do that, so that's great. So I hope you've kept warm over the nice cold spell. I've been wearing lots of nice woolly jumpers. This is a jumper from Rowan very first magazine, and it's called a Sports Sweater, and it's knitted, and they knit this together and then they do the sleeves from here down to there, which is quite nice. I originally made it when I first, in the 80s when it first came out, but I wore it so much it wore out. So this is actually, I did it again. Don't often do that, but this is Moordale yarn. It's Blueface, Leicester and alpaca, and it's all British. Again, this is Rowan yarn, and it is lovely. It is nice and snuggly, and it's just right for a day like this when you want something just a little bit baggy to wear on, keep snuggly and warm, because although the sun shines out, it's still a little cool. So yes, I've been wearing lots of woolly pulleys, which has been great. So I've rabbited on enough now. It's nearly 10 minutes, which is a long time for Woolly Hats Wednesday Rip, but I have a lot to share and tell you. I will be with you next Wednesday, so have a good week and I'll see you then. Bye for now.